Restart it.
There we go.
Hey everyone, welcome. I'll go ahead and start. My name's Savannah. I'm a registered nurse. I'm here in Los Angeles, California. Started investing in real estate beginning of 2020. I invest primarily in multifamily syndications and provide a lot of healthcare professionals and other people the opportunity to passively invest in real estate. So that's really my biggest passion here, and sharing information with other healthcare professionals and anyone else interested in real estate. Super excited to talk to Owen today because I'm actually in the process of picking out a new business card, and I want to pick one revolving around travel and airlines and points. So I am all ears today. I will kick it over to Alex. You can intro yourself and then we'll have Owen get started.
Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Alex Sabio, live here in Southern California, invest in short-term rentals. That's my strategy. Absolutely love the hospitality aspect of it. And I'm really excited to have Owen on. I follow him. If you guys haven't followed him yet, he's at the Points Partner, right? And I love all his videos, and it's a subject I'm extremely weak at. I just got a Costco card. I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. I'm like, this is all I have. I know I'm doing it wrong. I know I need to do something different. So Owen, help the Costco dad out here.
All right, I got this. Let's start with, have you pinned me?
No, how do we do this?
There you are, pinned.
Am I officially pinned?
You are pinned.
I don't feel that pinned. I've got to be honest. Normally it tells me if I'm pinned. Am I pinned? All right, let's start with, can everyone who's on the Zoom call unmute, make some noise? I want to feel some energy. I'm not talking to a screen. I'm talking to humans. Let me hear you. Mark, Norris, Lenny. Let me hear you guys.
Where are you guys at? Hello, everyone.
Hey, how's it going? Hey.
There we go. There we go. We're away.
All right.
Points, man.
Guys, am I pinned? Lenny's not messing up. Lenny's going to run the show. I'm going to sit back down in the audience. Lenny, am I pinned for you?
You can be if I know how to do it from this phone.
See, I'm not. I know I wasn't pinned. I knew Alex and Savannah were lying to me.
What? Mark,
You're
Lenny's on his phone. He can't verify. Mark can verify. He's pinned, right?
You can't trust these healthcare real estate types. They always lie to you. All right, am I pinned yet or what?
I think so. It looks like it.
Anyone else?
Mark gave the thumbs up.
Okay, Mark's got thumbs. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get started. The first thing I should say is I do an awful lot of this stuff. I do not want anyone to fall asleep or to start unloading their dishwasher in the background. Please respect my time. I'm about to drop some serious gems. I'm going to give you 20 years worth of knowledge on this topic in about half an hour, and then we're going to do a Q&A. You're all more than welcome to interrupt me. This is not a speech. This is an interaction. If you have a question, bust in. If you can wait to the end for the Q&A, that would be better. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'll start off with just some really basic stuff. I don't know if this background is going to work for you guys. I feel like it's distracting. Let me change to something that's a bit more, something else you can focus on a bit better without me distract. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah,
a bit more reasonable. Okay, Savannah's into it. I can see. Savannah's
that's your plane, right?
That's my. Oh, this is my plane. Yeah, where I fly for free. All right. Okay. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Owen. Hello. If you're live on Facebook, hello to you as well. I am known as the Points Partner, and what I do is I help individuals maximize their credit card benefits, and I help people get as many credit card points and air miles as is mathematically possible for their lifestyle. And then I teach people how to use said points efficiently. In other words, I put people on beds, on planes for free. That is what I do for a living. My website, thepointspartner.com, is the #1 independent website in America for credit card applications and, more importantly, approvals of those applications. I also do a bunch of public speaking, not just here in Alex's bedroom, but I also do, all the obvious stuff, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. But I also have a regular spot on Good Morning America, talking to the nation on these very topics. I have an online course which is called the Fly Free Academy, which is kind of a one-stop shop for anyone to learn this stuff from A to Z. It's really like an opportunity to kind of sit and binge watch it like Netflix, and in an evening or two, you can kind of catch up 90% of what I've been doing for the last 20 years. And Alex predictably has already twisted my arm, and I'll give you guys a discount code and all that stuff later on if you want to get involved in my course. All right, we'll come back to that a bit later on. For now, let's kind of dive straight into some of the educational stuff. Guys, if you get bored, I'm here for you, not for me. So if you get bored or you have a question, interrupt me, but I'm going to kind of puke this stuff all over you. Grab a pen and paper. I'm really going to kind of really break it down from a high level perspective of how you can end up on beds on planes for free. We start by saying, I'm drinking vodka. That's the first thing we're saying. I thought if I'm with healthcare professionals, one of you will take care of me. This is a vodka Diet Coke, just so you know. It's past 5 p.m. I can do what I want. I run my own business. Who's going to shout at me? No one. We're good. All right. The average American gets back just under 1% of whatever they spend on their credit card in some form of benefit, right? And Alex was talking about he has the Costco card. He's getting cash back, all right? Some other people are getting it in air miles. Some people are getting it in hotel points. Some are getting it in credit card points. But either way, just under 1% of what you spend is not really that exciting. It's not really worth an hour of your time that you could be doing something else, listening to this old, weird British dude with gray hair. That's not good value, right? And the reason for that is that most people are doing it badly. And if they did it correctly, the way that I teach people to do it, that just under 1% could be nearer 10%. I'll say that again, 10% of what you spend on your credit card. Now, for most people who spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, that's pretty significant. But more importantly, for healthcare professionals who are rehabbing properties, now we're talking. Now we're talking about potentially $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. You start putting 10% of that back in free travel, starts getting very interesting, right? And I guess that's my opening line, is understanding this stuff and getting it right and squeezing the last penny out of every bit of your organic spend is going to be of tremendous value to you. We're talking about credit cards. There are 3 types of credit cards. The first type of credit card is a personal credit card. That's where you pull on your own personal credit on my website to get a credit card, and you are responsible for paying that bill. The second is a business credit card. And contrary to what most people think, it pulls on your personal credit and you are responsible for paying it. In fact, the difference between business and personal credit cards is so slight, it's barely even worth discussing. And the third type of card is a corporate credit card. And a corporate credit card is unlike the others. How so? Well, it doesn't pull on your personal credit and you are not responsible for paying it. But before any of you get super excited, like, oh, I'm going to go and get myself a corporate credit card, you're going to need to be turning over $3 to $4 million a year to even be eligible for a corporate credit card. And even if you were eligible and you got a corporate credit card, the points that you get on a corporate credit card cannot be transferred, which right now to all of you, you don't even know what that means. In about 10 minutes from now, you're going to know exactly what that means. But for all of the above reasons, 99% of you, in fact, over 99% of you, it won't be relevant to talk about corporate credit again. So we're going to put that to one side. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the benefits of credit cards. The benefits of credit cards, for the most part, are cashback, air miles, and credit card points. They are not designed for the same people, nor are they valued the same. This is where it starts to get very interesting. Cashback, contrary to what Alex thinks, is designed for low-income households. If your family unit or household brings in less than $45,000 a year, then respectfully, you could do with some extra cash. And therefore, you have cards that give you cash back. Nor would you have the PTO, the paid time off, or the disposable time or money to then go traveling. So you have these cashback cards, right? Then you've got air miles. Contrary to Delta, American, United, Southwest, JetBlue, Hawaiian, ramming these credit cards down your throat, they're really designed mathematically for business travelers, not for healthcare real estate investors, okay? They are really, really over marketed to you, and everyone's got one of them. Everyone's got a Delta, United, or American, or a JetBlue card, and that is the last type of credit card that you should have, mathematically. The air miles that you're gaining are worth less, and you can do less with them. It just doesn't make sense. And I'll explain why you have definitely got one of those. That's because they're what's called co-branded. It's when an airline gets together with a credit card company to bring you a credit card where you earn your benefit in the local currency, which is air miles. So they have twice the marketing budget, which is why you've definitely got one of them, because you're being marketed that more, twice as much as you are any other credit card on the market, okay? And the last type of benefit is credit card points. Now, credit card points are the most generic of all of the benefits. They are the most valuable, they are the most transferable, and they are the most versatile. In fact, credit card points can act as credit card points, but they can also act as air miles. They can also act as cashback. So in reality, credit card points are kind of like the all-encompassing version. And that's what represents the vast majority of people, what they should be collecting. And approximately 85% of the population, that's all they should be collecting. Okay, let's talk about the value of these three types of benefits. We're going to use the example of spending just $1 on a credit card. Okay, so if you get 1% cash back on a credit card, that is 1 cent. If you get 1 air mile back for $1 that you spend, depending on the airline that you're getting it with, that could be as little as 0.6 cents, or it could be as much as 1.5 cents. Depends on the airline that you're getting it with. And 1 credit card point used badly is worth 1 cent, but used correctly is worth as much as 7 cents. I'll say that again. A single credit card point used the way that I teach people can be worth 7 cents each. 7 times the amount of your average air mile or cashback. And that's the reason that I'm called the points partner and not the cashback king or the air miles man. It is points is where the juice is. Points is where the value is. Points is where the beds on planes for free is, in a versatile currency. All right, so now we've established that points are the best. That means that I should have a vodka break, and I shall demonstrate. Can everyone unmute? Is everyone still alive and awake? Have I put anyone to sleep yet?
We're good. We're glued because I need to ditch this Costco card. So
don't worry, I got you. I got you. Before I forget, don't ever close a credit card. Remind me that in the Q&A. We're going to explain why.
That's
all right.
One of my questions I was going to ask.
Don't worry,
you
I
said
got you.
Don't have one of those airline cards.
I know you real estate investors. I'm going to protect your personal credit. Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
All right.
All right. So we've established now that points are the best, right? They're the most valuable, at least anyway. Points are a currency. They are no different to US dollars, to euros, to yen, to pounds, right? Do not ever close a credit card, Savannah says. Thank you, Savannah. Just keeping notes over here. This is awesome. So points are a currency. They're no different to any other type of currency. You can buy them at a rate and you sell them at a rate. Now, we're not actually buying them. We're getting them for free with our credit card spend. And we're not actually selling them. We're redeeming them for free travel, right? But the concept is still the same. You're kind of, you're conversing in a currency. But that currency is not weighted equally, unlike a currency that you buy. What do I mean by that? Well, the buying side, the gaining of these points only really represents about 30% of what matters. So the number one question as the points partner that I get asked is, oh, is this credit card any good? Well, it might be, it might not be for you. We'll talk about that, but that only represents 30%. How many points you've got only matters 30%. 70% of what matters is the outgoing side, the selling side, the redeeming side. In other words, what you're doing with these points is more important than how many of them you've got. If you use your points well, you can need a third of the amount of the points of the person next to you. So it's really learning what to do with these points that makes the big difference. There are 3 ways that you can get on a plane. The first way is that you can pay for it. And if you want to pay for it, there is a leave red button in the bottom right-hand corner, and you're welcome to leave this Zoom call, go and unload your dishwasher, and you can carry on paying for your travel. I'm going to be talking about the other 2 options, okay? The second option is what's called pay with points, okay? And if you go into any credit card company, doesn't matter who you're with, if you're collecting points, there will be a travel button, and that travel button takes you through to what they call the travel portal. And the travel portal is essentially an OTA, an online travel agent, no different to Google Flights, Kayak, Expedia. It's all the same. And you can book any plane, train, or automobile from that travel portal. And instead of paying in US dollars, you can pay with your points. This is called pay with points. Very cunningly named. And the way that it works is they will charge you exactly 100 times the cost of said travel, but in points. So let's say Alex and Savannah, who aren't supposed to be dating, but I'm telling you they are. Let's say the 2 of them, they want to, I'm joking, I'm just no drama, no, hashtag no drama, just trying to keep you all entertained. Let's pretend the 2 of them want to fly from LA to Paris and back, okay? And it costs $1,000 in coach. Is that the vodka talking? No, this is just my personality. I haven't even got drunk yet. I've had 2 sips. We'll get there, Mark. Don't worry. We'll get there. All right. So let's say it's $1,000 ticket in coach round trip to Paris. Times that by 100. It's going to be 100,000. That's how many points it's going to cost Alex, right? So the way pay with points works is they charge you 100 times the cost of said travel. Now, technically, is a paid ticket. Even though you've used your points, the points you're exchanging with your bank or your credit card company, they are paying for that ticket. So it's a paid ticket and you can earn air miles, okay? So you've got three ways to get on a plane. First way is you can pay for it. If that's the case, they've already left. Second way is pay with points. You get charged 100 times whatever it costs in points and it's a paid ticket. The third way that you can get on a plane is a mileage ticket, or what's known as an award redemption, okay? Same thing. And that's done from the frequent flyer program of an airline. Most people think when you collect air miles that you're booking it with the airline. You're not. You're booking it with another company that works exclusively with that airline, which is called a frequent flyer program, okay? And that is not a paid ticket. That is a mileage ticket or an award redemption that has different rules, but also a different price. And those are the 3 different ways that you can get on a plane. I'm going to give you an example now of a single flight for all 3 of those different ways. And then you're going to start to see why we have these meetings and I explain these things. I'm here in Los Angeles. I think a bunch of people are in Los Angeles, right, Alex?
Yes, actually kind of all over. Savannah's close by.
I'm here in LA.
Mark is in Canada. Lenny's in
screw
New
everyone
Jersey,
else.
all over.
I'll just talk about the 3 of us.
Sure.
Everyone else doesn't deserve to fly for free anyway. No, I'm joking. All right, so we'll just use an example. So let's say we're leaving LA and we're going to, we use Paris as an example. If you want to book a round trip business class ticket from Los Angeles to Paris, in fact, curiously enough, the picture that I had up before behind me is Air France, which is what you'd probably use. So I'll put that back up for a minute just to inspire you all. Can you guys see me or no? Have I disappeared? Am I back? I'm back.
I could see you.
Back.
Okay, good. All right, so behind me, that's Air France business class, 6-foot lay flat bed. If you want to buy a round trip ticket from LA to Paris, it's going to cost you about $7,000, maybe $8,000 as a round trip ticket, right? If you do it as a pay with points, can somebody unmute and tell me how much that's going to cost me?
700,000 points.
Correct. Thank you, Alex. It's going to cost me 100 times the amount, but in points. So it's going to be about 700,000 points.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
You're never going to get there.
Never get,
Yeah.
well, you're going to get there. It's just, you're going to have to flip a lot of houses, go to Home
Right.
Depot, an awful lot for that. And the last way you can do it is as a mileage ticket. And in the best case scenario, that can be done for about 100,000 miles. Okay. So just to clarify, $7,000, 700,000 points, 100,000 miles. Now you can transfer your points from credit cards into air miles, even to Air France, and they become air miles. So as you guys hopefully can see, is that last option as a mileage ticket is 7 times more efficient than doing it any other way. Does anyone not understand what I've said so far? Or does everyone understand what I've said so far?
Understand.
It's clear, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
got
okay,
it.
all right, just checking. Because there's no, if you don't get that, like we're in trouble. Okay. All right. So I now want to describe to you what I call the points partners pyramid of points. Do not try and say that if you've been drinking. I'm a trained professional. The points partners pyramid of points, right? And I want you to imagine a pyramid. And that pyramid, at the top of that pyramid, is the 4 major credit card companies. And you guys can write these down. American Express, Chase, Citibank, and Capital One. American Express, Chase, Citibank, and Capital One. And the reason that they are the 4 major ones is they are the only 4 that will allow you to transfer your points out of the credit card companies and into airlines where they become air miles and you can get better value for them. If you are with any other bank, credit card company, or institution, can't be done. So for those of you who love your Bank of America or your Wells Fargo or PNC or Navy Fed or whatever other credit card companies you're with, those points are worthless in comparison to an American Express, Citibank, Chase, or Capital One credit card. Okay? Now, they're at the top of the pyramid. And the idea is mathematically is that you should collect your points at the top of the pyramid. Why? Because then you have the option to send them to multiple airlines. And at the bottom of the pyramid, lined up next to each other, is 170 airlines and their frequent flyer programs, and in fact, hotel groups and their point systems as well. And you can search for the cheapest flight or the cheapest hotel room across every single one of those airlines or hotel groups. And once you've found the absolute cheapest way for it to be redeemed, you can then send your points down the pyramid and into that airline's frequent flyer program or hotel group's point system and redeem that for free travel. And that is essentially what I call the points partners pyramid of points. And the reason that I offer it to you as a pyramid, and I do this little Indian dance for you to remember it, is points can only go down the pyramid. They cannot go up the pyramid. And the way that I'd love for you to remember this is every time you want free travel, imagine you are lying on a beach with me and I take a handful of sand and I drop it on the floor. It is that gravity that sand will hit the beach bed in a pyramid shape. Points can only go down the pyramid. They can't go up. So if you've got American, United, Delta, JetBlue, Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott Bonvoy points, you can't do anything with them. Whatever they've got for you, which represents less than 100th of what's out there, that's what you're going to have to pay. But if you do it the other way around, you collect credit card points, but search on those frequent flyer programs, you can move the points down and book said free travel. Okay? And that is fundamentally what I teach, what I preach, and mathematically, what is the most efficient way for people to get beds on planes for free. Credit cards will offer you more credit card points than you'll get air miles for every dollar that you spend. That's one. And two, when it comes time to get your free travel, you'll be able to choose from more airlines, more hotel groups. So by maximizing the incoming points and minimizing the outgoing points, the net result is approximately 10 to 14 times the amount of free travel that you're probably getting right now. Okay? And that's kind of the math side of this. We're going to move on to some of the more, well, non-math sides of this. Can I just check, is everyone still awake and alive? Make some noise.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Keep
There
going.
we go. All right. Okay, moving on. So when you're searching for these things, we all grew up the same. I mean, we didn't all grow up the same, but in this aspect, we all grew up the same, which is we were always told, book a round trip ticket. It's cheaper, right? This is where you all nod at me. Yes.
That's not
Okay.
true, or
Is that true? I don't know. I was always told, like, book a round trip ticket. It's cheaper.
that's what I do.
Right. Well, there you go. That's why I said we're all the same. I already called this out. All right. So here's the situation. If you're paying for your ticket, that is absolutely correct. But we're not paying for our ticket. We are using mileage, and that is not correct. It's the other way around. In fact, you should always search and book your tickets one way. Now, why would you want to search and book your tickets one way? Well, let's say Alex on this pretend trip wants to go round trip, business class to Paris. And they've got an awesome flight for him on the way out, but they don't have anything for the way back. If he searches as a round trip, computer says, no, sorry, Alex, we can't help you. But if you searched one way, you'd find that awesome outbound trip, right? So by searching one way, you're seeing more and you're finding more availability. That's the first reason. The second reason that you're going to want to search and book your tickets one way is if you bought a round trip ticket to Paris, and while Alex was in Paris, my parents phoned him from London and said, come to London. We're going to put you up in a 6-star hotel and buy you expensive food. He would phone, say, Delta and say, hey, can I move my ticket like 3-4 days? I have a thing I have to go do in London. And Delta would look at it and be like, this guy's in the middle of his trip and he wants to change it. They've got you by the balls. They're going to charge you $600-700 to move that ticket 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. But if you're on 2 one-ways and Alex is in Paris and he phones, for example, Delta and says, hey, I need to move my ticket. The way that they look at it is, he hasn't even started his trip yet. We don't want to lose his business. We'll let him change it for the phone fee, which is $30, $40, $50. So by searching and booking 2 one-way tickets on mileage versus paying or pay with points round trip, you're going to get better prices, more availability, and more flexibility to do what you want. How many of you have been on vacation? You went to the Caribbean or Mexico, Hawaii, and then it was pissing down the rain. And you were like, this is a waste of a weekend or waste of a week. Well, now you can just move your flight and go somewhere else. Up until that point, you were like, we're screwed. We're sitting here in the rain for a week. And the same the other way around. How many times have you been on vacation and on the last day, you're sitting in the pool and you're like, oh, I can't believe we have to go pack and go home now. And you're like, we could have stayed. I only work tomorrow. We could have stayed an extra day. Now you can. So you get that freedom. You get that flexibility. All right, let's talk a little bit about credit cards and the order of credit cards to get them in and why, okay? So that's enough of the redemption side. It gets very complicated. You will start falling asleep on me. I'm gonna talk about some sexy credit cards right now. Okay, so there's an order. There is an efficiency algorithm sequence to what credit cards you should get, when, and why. First type of credit card that everyone needs is a lifestyle credit card. A lifestyle credit card is a credit card that gives you extra points for your day-to-day spend. Okay, so what is day-to-day spend? What does that mean? Well, it means where do you swipe your card day in, day out, right? And the answer is food, drink, gas. That's day-to-day spend, right? That's where you're swiping all day long. So there are 3 major Amazon, Savannah just wrote as well, and we're going to be covering that in just a couple of minutes. Don't worry, I got you. So day-to-day spend is mainly food, drink, and gas for the most part. There are three competing credit cards that are lifestyle credit cards. These are the first type of credit cards that you should get. First one is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. It's a Visa card, has no foreign transaction fees. It gives you a 25% bonus when you use the points in their portal. It's a good like kind of base starting card for anyone because Visa is accepted everywhere. The second type of credit card, and this is the most popular credit card on my website today, the Citibank Premier Card. The Citibank Premier Card gives you 3 times points. The Chase card gives you basically 1 point for everything except dining out. It's not very impressive. The Citibank Premier Card gives you 3 times points for every dollar that you spend on food, drink, gas, and travel. And it's a MasterCard, which means it's accepted everywhere. It has no foreign transaction fees. It is hands down the most popular card right now for lifestyle spend. And the third type of third credit card that is in that lifestyle category is the American Express Rose Gold Card, which gives you a whopping 4 times points on food and drink. And the most popular combination right now is the Citi Premier Card and the Rose Gold Card together, right? Because you're getting 4 times points on food and drink and 3 times points on gas and anywhere that doesn't take Amex, because a lot of places don't take Amex, right?
Oh, and you said that's the most popular combination right now. Does that change over time in different promotions and different time of the season?
Absolutely. This time last year, I would have said the Chase Sapphire Preferred because the sign-up bonus was 100,000 points. Now it's 60. And for the Citi Premier Card, it's 80 right now. And for the Rose Gold Card, it says 60, but when you fill it out on my website, it jumps to 70, 80, or 90. So the sign-up bonus is a huge part of this element as well. But ironically, of all of the different styles of credit cards, it is the lifestyle credit card that you should ignore the sign-up bonus, because these are cards you're going to keep forever. Okay. And most people, especially people in real estate, especially people that have real jobs in healthcare, you should be having at least 2 of those 3 cards minimum, if not all 3 of them. Okay. That's lifestyle credit cards. That's the first type of credit card that you need. Second type of credit card that you need is what's called a non-bonus category spend card. What the does that mean? Okay, so bonus categories are places that you can get extra points: food, drink, gas, travel, marketing, and office supplies. Those are the 6 places that you can get extra points. I'll say it again slowly so that Savannah can frantically type it. Food, drink, gas, travel, marketing, and office supplies. Those are the 6 places that you will find credit cards on my website that won't give you 1 point for every dollar you spend, but will actually give you 2, 3, 4, or even 5. Okay. Non-bonus is everything else. Anything that isn't those 6 is considered non-bonus category spend. And as a statistic, approximately 45% of what you spend every month is going to be non-bonus. Bills, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, insurance, doctors, lawyers, dentists, small businesses, all that other stuff, right? So there are specific credit cards that are good for non-bonus category spend. Most of them will give you 1 point for every dollar you spend in these non-bonus places. There are 3 credit cards that will give you double that. The first one is the American Express Business Blue Plus. It's a free credit card on my website, gives you 2 times points on everything, up to $50,000 per year. The second credit card is the Citibank Citibank Double Cashback Card. Even though it's called cashback, you're actually getting 2 points for every dollar that you spend. And the third one is the Capital One Venture X, which gives you 2 points for every dollar you spend. So we spoke about the first type of credit card. You need a lifestyle credit card. Second type of credit card you need is a non-bonus category spend card. The third type of credit card that you need is, and for some people, most of you, is a premium credit card. A premium credit card is one that comes with a big annual fee. And we're talking about the Platinum card with American Express, the Capital One Venture X, the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And these come with free global entry and pre-check. They come with access to lounges around the world, 24 hours a day concierge, upgraded status on car rental companies and hotels, and a ton of other stuff. That is the third type of credit card that you need. The fourth type of credit card that you need is a business credit card. Then my next sentence is going to be the most important sentence that I say all night. So I'm going to do an uncomfortable pause while I take a sip of vodka. You do not need to own a business to have a business credit card. Okay? You do not need to own a business to have a business credit card. I don't care whether you are one human who has a job or you own an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, sole proprietor, DBA. It's irrelevant. You can have a business credit card. Here is the difference between a business credit card and a personal credit card. A business credit card does not report how much you spend on it back to the credit bureaus. That means if you're spending lots of money for a business, or if you're spending lots of money for you personally, if you do it on a business credit card, you are protecting your personal credit. If you're spending lots of money, I'm going to say again, it's worth saying again, if you're spending lots of money, do it on a business credit card, it protects your personal credit. For every new entity that you have, not business, you don't need a business. For every new entity, and an entity, it just means you have a tax EIN number, okay? You can get one for free on irs.gov by the time I finish this sentence, for free. As long as you have a tax EIN number, that is an entity, you can get a business credit card, which pulls on your personal credit, and you are responsible for paying. But for every new tax EIN number you have, you can get the same credit cards again and again, because technically it's for a new business. And business credit cards, for the most part, are free and come with huge sign-up bonuses and lots of yummy points. And that's why that fourth sector, we spoke about lifestyle credit cards, non-bonus category spend cards, premium credit cards, then business credit cards. Most people get stuck there because I've been doing that for 20 years. For 20 years, I've been stuck in business credit cards. But there is one last section at the end, and that is co-branded credit cards. Macy's, Banana Republic, Lowe's, Home Depot, Delta, United, American, JetBlue, Hawaiian, Hilton, Hyatt, Choice, so on and so forth. All of those credit cards are the last type of credit card that you want, but they are the one that is marketed to you the most. That is the order of credit cards. Here's what we're going to do. We're running out of time. I've been waffling on for a while, so I'm going to give you a total breakdown of a couple of credit cards. I'm going to do one personal credit card, and I'm going to do one business credit card, right? And then I'm going to wrap, and then we'll do a Q&A. And if you guys have questions, we can do that. We'll do. Let's do a personal credit card. Let's do the Amex Rose Gold card. Okay. The American Express Rose Gold card is the Amex Rose Gold and the Citibank Premier are like tied #1 as the most applied for credit cards on my website, and not for no reason. I'm going to talk you through the Amex Rose Gold card, but it's very similar for the Citibank Premier card. The Amex Rose Gold card has a $250 annual fee. Don't let that throw you off. I'm about to tell you how to get that money back almost immediately. The card is available in 2 different colors, gold or rose gold, whichever you prefer. It's the same card. Once the card arrives, you can phone the number on the back of the card and ask to speak to card services and ask them to enroll you in the dining program. Please enroll me in the dining program, which is totally free to do, doesn't cost anything, and they will then give you back $10 every month when you spend $10 or more in a whole bunch of places that include Grubhub, Seamless, the Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, wine.com, like a whole bunch of places. It also comes with an Uber credit of $10 every month, and that can be used for Uber Eats or Uber the car service. In other words, you're getting back $20 a month, 12 months a year, $240, which means the card is really costing you $10 a year every year. The card comes with a quote unquote 60,000 point sign up bonus. When you fill out the application on my website, I guarantee you it won't be 60. It'll be 70, 80, or 90,000 points for spending $4,000 within 6 months. That's an average of $750 a month, which is easily achievable for everyone on this call. The card then gives you 4 times points on all of your food and drink. The average person on this call spends about $1,000 a month on food and drink. Food and drink it incorporates grocery stores, supermarkets, cafes, bars, coffee houses, restaurants, food delivery, delicatessens. I mean, literally, it's everything. So if you're spending about $1,000 a month, that's 4,000 points a month you're making on this card, which means at the end of year 1, plus your sign-up bonus, you're sitting pretty with easy 100,000 points. Even if you were drunk, blindfolded, and hung upside down on American Express's travel website, that would be $1,000 worth of free travel. But the way that I teach people how to use it, that would be $7,000 worth of free travel. That would be enough for a round trip, business class, 6-foot lay flat bed from anywhere in America to pretty much anywhere in Asia or Europe and back again. And you will have paid $10 for it. That's a good example of a personal credit card. I'm going to do one example for real estate people for business credit cards and for real estate, right? Savannah, this is where you go, oh, yes, I was interested in that. Okay. All right. The Chase Business Inc. Cash Card. Everyone write that down. Chase Business Inc. Cash Card. It's a free credit card on my website. How much did I just ask you to spend, Alex?
$0 free.
Your name's not Alex, it's Savannah, but you are correct. I asked you to spend nothing, 0. The Chase Business Inc. Cash Card is free. It comes with what they call $900 as a sign-up bonus. But in reality, they give that to you in points, and you can then transfer it into cash if you want the cash, which you don't, because the points are worth more. That is 90,000 points for spending $7,500 within 3 months. 90,000 points already is $6,500 worth of free travel, and it's cost you nothing. But here's where it gets fun. The Chase Business Inc. Cash Card gives you 5 times points in office supply stores. That is Office Max, Office Depot, Staples. All of you are like, why do I care about that? I'm in real estate. I'll tell you why you care about that, because you can buy gift cards in office supply stores for Amazon, Savannah, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, and all you have to do is take that cash card and go into any office supply store and buy gift cards for all of the other big box brands that you spend for your business or your personal life, and you're getting 5 times points. You do the math and tell me how many points you're going to end up with at the end of the year. I'll help you out here. Excuse my French, a shit ton of points you're going to end up with. And all you need to know is for every 100,000, it's about $7,000 worth of free travel if you use my methodology that I teach.
Oh my God, I was just gonna buy all of my cleaners, handyman, a gift card for their Christmas bonus. So it was gonna be like a couple $1,000s at least of gift cards.
Yeah.
So
all right, here's what we're going to do. I'd like everyone, there's 14 people on the Zoom. I don't know how many people are watching live on Facebook. Everybody write down this word, healthcare. Everybody write down healthcare. That is the discount code which I'm giving you guys for my course tonight. that will get you 20% off of my Fly Free Academy course until midnight tonight only. Alex asked me to come. There's my discount. It's only until midnight tonight, 20% off. If you want to watch the whole thing, it has a full money back guarantee. If for any reason it isn't the juice that you were looking for, click a button. I'll send you your money back. It's never happened to date, and I don't expect it to moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is my quote, formal, oblique, drunk, informal presentation of what points and miles are and what you guys can do with them. I would love to take some questions and hang out for a little bit.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Owen, for that. I'm like giddy, you know, because it's something I just haven't been taken advantage of. What's the average mistake that people make when they start doing this whole process?
Applying for too many credit cards too quickly. So general rules around credit cards and applications. Most people hear me speak and they get all excited. They go on my website and they apply for 20 new credit cards. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can apply for any one credit card you want, plus an American Express afterwards. American Express is super chilled out. So any of the first credit card that you want, apply for that, and then apply for an American Express card immediately. And then stop, watch my course, and it explains to you the frequency and how often and when. That's the number one thing. The second thing I would say is, like, generally, when you're getting credit cards, make sure you're getting them on my website, not on American Express or Chase or Citibank or anywhere else, because you get me, right? So if you apply for something and you get stuck, or they deny you, or they tell you they want to think about it, that's what I do all day long. You see all this gray hair? That's me dealing with 1,000 people a day, helping them get over these hurdles. So the number one mistake is people applying for too many cards. The other thing that we said that we were going to talk about, which I'll talk about now, is whatever you do, don't close the credit cards you've currently got. If you're done with a credit card, if you close it, it's going to affect your length of history with your credit. It's going to really, really ding you badly. If you're done with a credit card that you don't like and it doesn't cost you anything, don't do anything. Just chuck it at the back of a closet. If it's got an annual fee, you can phone the number on the back of the card, ask to speak to card services, and ask them to downgrade that card to one with no annual fee. And they'll happily send you out one that doesn't cost you anything, and you can chuck that one at the back of a closet. Sorry, you lost my video there, right?
Oh my God, just that one thing, because I have a credit card, I'm paying $30.
I can't hear you. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I lost you. Say it again.
Yeah, so I have a credit card. I haven't I mean, I get an annual fee of like $30 a year, and I always forget to pay it every year because you know, I never use it, and so I get a late
that's
fee.
Another great tip is everyone should put every single card on auto pay for the full amount, like just as standard. Do that so you don't pay any interest, you don't get your credit dinged, you don't get into any drama.
Okay.
Oh, and we have a couple questions. Lenny, you can take yourself off mute and go ahead and ask.
All right, great, cool. Once again, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. And one of my questions was just that I have an issue mentally with cards that got annual. I just don't like them.
I got you.
I got
you. Relax, breathe. I got you. So here's the thing. There are tons of credit cards that have no annual fees, and there are tons of credit cards that have annual fees. All you need to understand is, if you understand how each credit card works, on average, the annual fee, you get 10 times that in benefits. That's all you need to understand. So if you are scared of paying $50, $100, $200, $1,000 in annual fees, all you need to know is you haven't understood how that credit card works yet and what you can do with it. Now, you want to tell me I'm outright not paying for annual fees? No problem. I can name you 10 credit cards on my website right now that have no annual fees, but you're going to get this much compared to Alex and Savannah getting this much by understanding it. And that's a huge part of what my course is. I think 116 videos, 25 of them just on credit cards telling you how to squeeze every last cent out of the benefits of those credit cards.
Gotcha.
So I'm not saying, there are a lot of people, it's a mental barrier. They're like, I'm not paying an annual fee for a credit card. Great, don't. But then understand you're not going to get as much, right? It's just like literally that's how it works. I pay every year, and I'm an extreme example. I have 52 credit cards, right? I pay $2,500 a year in annual fees. But last year I did $137,000 worth of free travel.
Oh my gosh. Damn.
I'll just give you those numbers again. And
Right.
by the way, I have a spreadsheet.
Loud and clear.
For $95, you can get 20 grand's worth of free travel. Look at it like that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Let me ask you another, but thank you, because I also didn't know that you can call, I'm looking at my notes here, the customer service on the cards that you're just not using any longer, just tell them to downgrade that.
Correct. So it's not customer service. I want to make this clear. So Lenny, you're going to phone the number on the back of your credit card. Legally, federal law, there must be a number on the back of your credit card. Phone it. When they answer, say, I would like to speak to card services. Not customer service, not the fraud department, not the frozen chicken department. I want to speak to card services and ask them, please, can I downgrade this card to one with no annual fee? And there are only 2 credit cards in the market that won't let you do that. That's a Southwest credit card with Chase and a Marriott Bonvoy card with American Express. All other credit cards, you'll be able to downgrade more or less.
Fantastic. Just one last thing, just to be clear. So, on the business credit card, you was mentioning, it does not impact your personal
credit. Yeah.
If you don't pay it.
Okay. So let me explain. Business credit cards, excluding one, which is the Capital One Spark card, outside of that one credit card, every other business credit card on the market does not report your utilization, the percentage of your available credit that you use each month, back to the credit bureaus. Now, the credit bureaus want to see you use ideally less than 10% of your available credit. So if Lenny's got 10 grand on his Chase card, business card, or not business card, personal card, they want to see you use less than $1,000 every month. The next barrier is 30%. If you are using more than 30% of your available credit on a personal credit card, your credit score is plateaued or going down. And if anyone is listening to me right now and going, I don't get it, I pay my bills every month, but my credit score is still 650 or 700, that's why. It's called your utilization. And the way to fix that is by getting business credit cards on my website, and then you can put whatever you want on it. They don't report the utilization, and now your credit score will carry on going up.
Perfect. Thank you, man. Awesome. Much appreciated.
Let's get a couple questions in here. Liz, how you doing, Liz? Jump on in here.
Hi, thank you so much. So Owen, I have a question. I've never branched out of Chase because of the 524 rule, and I stick with the Chase cards, and I have my spreadsheet with 2 players and over 16 cards because I've been doing this for a couple of years.
Liz,
at what point do I branch out?
Liz, slow down. I hear you. I got you.
Yeah.
Everyone else has no idea what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
let me just keep everyone else up to date. Liz is with Chase. She's worried about the 524 rule. The 524 rule is that you cannot get more than or apply for more than 5 personal credit cards within 24 months from any institution, or Chase will deny you. So regardless of whether you're with Chase or you're with any credit card company, more than 5 within 24 months, the answer is no. That does not apply for business credit cards. That's worth mentioning. She's also mentioned that she's doing what's called player 1, player 2, right? Which is, by the way, Liz, the fact that you even know what that is like this is work porn for me right now. You're turning me on in a fashion, all right? Alex, that's copyrighted. Don't try and use it. Work porn. Okay. So player 1, player 2 is when you use your partner, your loved one, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife to complete sign-up bonuses or get credit cards and get more points and available credit by working together. Okay, Liz, sorry, continue.
Yeah. So my concern is I've never I'm trying to stay within that rule, and I'm trying to just stay with Chase. But at what point should I just branch out? Like, do the other three you mentioned, Amex,
Yeah.
Citi, and
So
Cap One, do they also have a sort of rule that I need to keep in mind if I'm going to branch out?
that's the beauty of all of them. The most difficult one is Chase.
Okay.
And the fact that you're already, spitting some gangster lyrics on Chase means that you are free to roam around the cabin. You are like you've entered boarding school, and then you've said, "I'm thinking about taking an online course." Like, you are good to go. So absolutely. I mean, listen, take it slow. Don't go crazy. But absolutely, you need to branch out of Chase now. Chase is awesome. They've all got pros and cons, right? So like, Chase is really good. They've got good transfer partners. The business cards are awesome. The personal ones, in relative terms to Amex or Citibank, at this point now, are not as impressive.
Okay.
I get asked this all the time, like, which credit card company should I be with? Those four, not one of them. If I had to put them in order, I would give Amex a 10 out of 10. I would give Chase and Citibank 9 out of 10, and I'd give Capital One 8.5 out of 10. But there's benefits to all of them. They all have different transfer partners. They all have different bonuses in different categories. So for example, like food and drink, Amex One, 4 times points on the Rose Gold card. Non-bonus spend, Capital One, 2 times points on the Venture X. Can't be beaten. When we talk about marketing, Amex, 4 times points on the Business Gold card. When we talk about travel, Amex, 5 times points, or even Capital One or Chase, 10 times points on flights in their portal. Like, when you start breaking it down to each different sector, they all win, they all lose. You need to have at least one of all of them, so you have the right currency. So when it comes time for the best deal, doesn't matter who that flight's with, you've got the currency that pays for it. And that's kind of the mentality to have. If you're just with Chase, Liz, like, your first card that you need is the American Express Rose Gold card, hands down. Go on my website right now, get that card, because that's going to give you 4 times points on food and drink. Doesn't matter what Chase card you've got, it can't touch that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Owen. It's just that it's kind of hard to keep track of all the, the dining and that. So if I'm always working on a minimum spend, I try to ignore what benefits certain cards have, because I'm always working on a minimum spend.
I got you. In my course, there is literally 4 different videos explaining to you how to manage your credit cards. There are apps, there are services, there are websites, all of the above, that you don't have to stress yourself out with it, that send you notifications, that tell you what to do, when to do it. There's even one app that I give a discount code to in my course, that when you walk into a store, it sends you a notification on your phone and tells you which credit card to use to get the most points. It's all taken care of. There's a whole industry around this stuff, and you've been driving manual on your own, and now you've just showed up at Hertz. Like, that's what's happened.
Yeah, thank you so much, Owen. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Owen, you got time for one more question here?
Yeah, go ahead. I got time. Let's go.
Lucas, jump on in here. Still there?
I got time, not for Lucas.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that.
No, screw
I just had to
Lucas. Who
figure
else we
out
got?
to
Is there anyone else
unmute
apart from
myself.
Lucas? I'm joking. What's up, Lucas? How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks, Owen, for taking my question. So
For sure.
I've been anxious about it to jump into that. I have an excellent credit score, and so does my wife. We only have one credit card each, and they all come from the same bank. And it's not really, as you say, like a lucrative card that can get us a lot of stuff. So I come from Europe originally, just like yourself, but I live
Where are
here
you from,
permanently now.
Lucas?
So we have something in common. So I want to be able to travel to Europe more often and visit my family, but because of how much the tickets are, and I don't have a great job or anything like that, but I make decent money. Like I said, I have a great score, and I care about my credit, and so does my wife. So we're trying to figure out if I can, and if it's feasible for us. I mean, she's a teacher, so she has got a lot of time off in the summer. I only have some time off throughout the year because I work just like most people, year round. So is it feasible for us to jump in and start getting some of those more lucrative credit cards?
So let me ask you a couple of questions
Yeah.
because I don't want to speak when on a recorded public line
Right.
unless I've got the details right.
Yeah.
How much roughly, if you feel comfortable saying, do the two of you spend on credit cards every month?
Well, we've done as little as under 1,000, or as much as, and that happened very seldom, about 8 grand.
Well, that's quite a gap. Okay.
Right. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Do both of you have quote unquote decent credit?
Oh, excellent.
Okay. So I'm going to average it out. Let's do some basic math. Let's average it out and say you spend an average of 4,000 a month, or is that not reasonable?
That's probably a good number. For the most part, I've been looking at it. It's probably a good number.
After watching my course, you'll be averaging approximately 3 points for every dollar you spend. So you'll be getting approximately 12,000 points a month. Plus you have 2 people, that's player 1, player 2, which is what Liz was talking about, which means you'll probably be picking up about 200,000 to 300,000 points a year each in sign-up bonuses. So we're talking about more or less about 1 million points a year is what you'll be able to produce.
Okay.
So 1 million points a year, the easiest math, assuming that you want to fly business class, beds on planes, for every 100 to 150,000 is a round trip business class trip to Europe, right? So I would feel comfortable conservatively saying that you've got about 7 of those, very conservatively, 7 of those, which is about $49,000 worth of free travel a year.
Okay, I probably won't be able to use it because of how much time off I have, but it would be good to know if I can use them in the future, because they don't expire, right?
Correct. You wouldn't even need to use the points that you would be creating.
Okay.
Right. So to put it in layman's terms for you, you could by this time tomorrow or the day after finish watching my course, and within a month or 2 have enough points that you would have business class flights to and from Europe for you and your wife every year for the rest of your life.
Okay. Another real quick one. So we are planning to go to Europe next year, and it's going to happen regardless. I'd rather pay as little as I can. So
I would like you to pay nothing. Are you okay with that?
That would be great.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do? Because I'm looking to get the tickets before the end of the year and as soon as possible, rather.
So as we just discussed, if you want to go in coach, you're going to need 50,000 points each. So you're going to need 100,000 points. If you want to go in business class, you're going to need about 200,000 to 300,000 points for both of you. Round trip, business class. You need to respectfully watch my course, and then you'll need about 3 weeks, maybe a month of spending to meet the sign-up bonuses, and then understand from the course how to use those points efficiently. Okay. And I will publicly say on this public recorded platform that I guarantee you 100%, if you watch my course and you get at least 1, maybe 2 credit cards each, in the next 90 days, I will have taught you everything you need to do, got you the points, and you would have booked those tickets. And if you haven't, I will give everyone on this Zoom call $500 each, cash, no BS. I guarantee you it's that simple. But you need the information to understand how to do it, and that's what my course is. This stuff is not rocket science. It is not a scam. It is not BS. It is not magic. It's just math in an area that I have studied that no one else has. And if you allow me not an hour, we've been going for an hour, just over an hour. Right. If you give me 6 hours of recorded, edited, curated content, I promise you, literally, I promise you, and I guarantee it, you can do this easily, not just this year, but every year for the rest of your life. I've been doing easily $100,000 to $150,000 worth of free travel every year for the last 20 years. And that's not a statement with nothing to back it up. Go to my Instagram, you can watch it, and I talk you through how I book it, what credit cards, what points, what taxes. I talk people through it. That's what I do as I teach this. So my guarantee to you, Lucas, and everyone else, the other 12 people on the Zoom call, you can each make $500. Put a note in your calendar for 3 months from now, and I guarantee you that Lucas has booked beds on planes for free, plus taxes, for Europe next year and probably every year for the rest of his life.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lucas,
sure.
Sounds like you need to sign up for that course, man. And
Sounds
someone
like
said
it, yeah.
the $500 we're gonna get. We want it in points, though. That's the thing.
No. My ex-wife, when I got divorced, my ex-wife, we were talking about like what was being split where. She said, I want half the house. I don't want the points. I'm not going to touch your points. You can touch anything of mine. Don't touch my points. I'll pay the $500 to every person happily. You're not touching my points.
Well, Owen, this has been amazing. We could talk on forever. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. This is going to be on YouTube here soon, and it's also on our Facebook group. But Owen, give the people one last time, where can people find you, and where can people find that course we're talking about?
So if you want to follow me on Instagram, is probably the best place, at the Points Partner. If you want to grab my course, like I said, until midnight tonight, you'll get 20% off with the discount code healthcare. And they can just go to my website, thepointspartner.com, and look for the Fly Free Academy, which, by the way, is not the only thing that I have. I have a ton of other stuff, other services and products that you can do, but it's absolutely the easiest and the cheapest way to start to learn this stuff. And after that, I have a group call that I do every 10 days, 2 weeks, and you're welcome to join that. And if you need help booking flights, I can help you with that. And if you're getting credit cards and you get stuck, I can help you with that, and 1,000 other things. But the starting point absolutely is watch the Fly Free Academy. And like I said, until midnight tonight, you got a 20% bonus thanks to Alex. It's been a lot of fun. I had fun here tonight. Is there any other questions before I take my 10-year-old daughter out for some sushi?
I think we're good here.
We're good. All right.
Thank you so much, Owen. Really
Sure.
appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Have a
everyone.
great night. Take care.